BMXPERTS Podcast. Woo! Thank you very much for stopping by. We got Keven Dunsmore, Keven D, back for his second moto, man. Keven, how you been doing, buddy?
Hey, doing good, man. How about you guys?
Trying to get along, man. Ooh, I just ran up my stairs.
Running your stairs, huh? Well,
nice, man. So, what's the weather like out there in Oklahoma City?
Man, it's been nice. It's windy. I don't know if everybody's been following the forecast or the stuff going on out here. We had a lot of wildfires, ton of wildfires.
Well, yeah, dude. We had our share wildfires out here, bro.
Yeah, you've had more than we have. That's for sure. We're not used to. We're used to tornadoes. We got tornadoes.
Yeah, dude. My father-in-law's house burned down in the Altadena fire.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, man. The crazy stuff, man. When the family's going through that type of thing. But anyways, I don't want to get us down.
Yeah,
hey, you know what? For those watching, Keven and I we haven't talked for a while, so we're gonna do a little catching up. Maybe talk about a couple things that Keven has on his mind. I got a couple of things I want to get Kevin's feedback on, so I appreciate him coming on. Dude, I saw you've been spending some time at the Hall of Fame, right? Did I see those pictures and stuff?
We haven't been up there. We went up there for the induction to Leon and Yo-Yo Williams got inducted, and Randy Decker, who I raced, was Randy, and he got inducted this year. So we went up in October, around the mid-October of last year. It was last time we were up there.
Dude, I've never been there. I think we talked a little bit about it on the last time we talked, but I mean, does it ever lose its appeal or its luster? I mean, do you ever get used to it, or it just? I can't imagine. I'd probably go in there. I'd probably start going in like panic mode or something. Is it that cool, or is it just like another place?
It is really cool. I mean, it really is. I have been up there quite a few times, and I've lost my. I don't know. I haven't lost my appeal for the room in itself where all the BMX bikes are taken care of. But I go to the archives room and I look up results and stuff that we did in the past, But it is cool. No matter what you do, you've got to go see it. Now, they're not open on the weekends, so you got to go during the weekday.
Dude, do you have the ability to look up the race results for the War of the Stars in Azusa?
I tell you what, I go to a lot of my sources because I'm a moderator for Craig Allen on the 80s page, and I do a lot of my stuff comes out of the BMXmuseum.com, and I can get you pretty much any results you want through there. But when I go up to the archives room, I can go to each district and look up points and results, triple point races and stuff like that.
Dude, I'll take care of you if you get me some information, bro. Dude, I would love to see who won my main. I'm not even sure what year it was or what month it was, but I would love to find out if that was the main that John Anderson won.
Give me all your info. Give me your info and I'll look it up.
Okay. I don't even know my number. I know my name. That's about it, man. and even that I'm not really sure on.
Little sketchy. Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So that's cool, man. And a lot of people don't get to do that, right? Like,
you can go in the archives room. Gork has it open up pretty much. It's open all the time. The only thing I tell everybody, and I've had a lot of people come through and say, "Hey, man, we're coming through Oklahoma City. We're going to Tulsa. Can we swing by here and check out your place?" And because I've got my man cave deal and stuff like that, and they want to, see that. Then they say, and then we go up there. But the archives room is opened up to anybody that wants to see it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is everything on like microfiche or is it big file cabinets? How do they have it all stored, man?
He's got it in each individual boxes. It'll say like Super BMX, BMX Action. It's all the magazines now. He's got ABA Action magazines. He's got them all listed, so it's got it alphabetized and everything. It's pretty cool.
Wow, and that would include the old NBL then too, right? Because NBL, right?
I didn't see any NBL stuff when I went up and looked. Of course, I didn't race the NBL, and I didn't really delve into that information. But I'm sure he may have. I know he's posted some pictures of some old NBL stuff. Shawnee was at NBL track years ago out here, Shawnee Raceway here in Oklahoma.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to. Oh man, I'd love to get race results, man.
Come on, I'll take you. Anybody that wants to come up there, I am more than happy to come through here. We'll jet up there. It's an hour, maybe hour and a half. It's a good hour and 15 minutes to go up.
Oh yeah, I drive that almost every week, man.
Yep. It's fun. Yeah, I knew you did, and you need to stop by and get me. We'll go up there and then drop me off on the way back.
There you go, man. There you go. Nice, man. So how's the 80s page going? Like, I got a bunch of questions about BMX groups and that type of thing. I was wondering maybe I could get your feedback on something, on a couple different things.
Okay.
You guys don't on the 80. What page do you moderate? Just for the record.
It's 80s BMX.
80s
Craig
BMX
Allen, is the administrator. We've got a ton of moderators on there. Not a ton, but I say we got some great moderators on there. That we try to keep it down to the no BS selling and the no BS of the stuff. And like every page, you're gonna have some stuff.
So there's no selling at all, right?
No, they don't. No selling at all. No, just no BS. I mean, we get on there. I get a lot of pictures that I get through. People like, man, where'd you get that? Here's what I like. I'm just gonna be honest with you. What I like doing is I want to bring back everybody's past. Whether you raced a local race for one race and then your name got in that magazine, I've had people come on there and tell me, say, hey man, where in the heck did you find that picture at? Because I don't even remember that race. And I post it up and say, hey, hey, this is from 1982. Just say Shawnee, Oklahoma, and they're like, man, I remember that, or I raced that guy, or I like to bring the joy and stuff back of bringing everybody back together. And man, I get a lot of good feedback on it. I really do.
Dude, you bring up a good point because at first, when I first started doing this, I was kind of worried about bringing up people's names from the past and that type of thing. But what I quickly learned was, dude, almost everybody is flattered as hell when you mention them in a podcast or on a YouTube channel, or even on a Facebook post for the group. I mean, right? I mean, no one ever gets mad about it, right?
No, I've never had anybody mad at me. Now, if I don't give somebody, and I had an incident happen to me a while back, if I don't give somebody credit for a photo, a lot of times these photos and there's a guy named Donnie Platt on the 80s page. He knows everything. I mean, he knows what I had for dinner last night. He knows what I had for dinner. And you get a lot of these people that come up and they say, hey man, I know that's the wrong date. That's not 84. That's an 82. A lot of times I'm wrong, but a lot of these pictures I get do not come with any details on them. A lot of these pictures come off Pinterest. I go to Pinterest for a lot of my stuff, type in Google and just, man, I'm like, oh man, here's a picture I guarantee nobody had. I did a picture the other day where everybody's on, I think it was profile is on a 4-wheel drive monster truck.
Yeah.
I didn't know John Pine drove it. I had no idea he drove that truck.
Who was that?
John Pine drove a monster truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Had no idea. So I get a lot of feedback off that. It's good feedback. No negativity. None.
I think I saw something on a group. I don't think it was your group, where somebody had cropped out the watermarks on a picture and they get pissed off. Do you remember that post?
I have done that. I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm not getting any. Here's my intake onto that. I'm not getting any money for this. Our page is not getting any money for this. I take a lot of my time and effort to do this, man. My wife is not feeling good sometimes. Like I said, I go back, get on the computer. Her computer is one of those ones you can pull up and it pulls up a really good, picture of it. I have cropped out some watermarks before. Should give some more, notoriety to the photographer. I probably need to do that more often, but I don't, and it's my fault. Nobody else's fault.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about you. There was another guy that posts all the time that caught some flack back in the day, and I was just wondering, because I purposely try to steer when I'm doing my reels. Some of you guys out there have seen some of my reels, and I purposely try to avoid anything with Russell Kawa's name on it.
I understand. I understand. And there's a couple of racers that I don't want to post that beat my butt in some mains. And I'm like, I don't really want to, but I'm going to go ahead and post it, you know? So, hey, man, it's all good. It's all good.
Nice, dude. So, but I know that you don't allow sales on the 80s BMX page, but maybe you can answer this question for me. And this is a legitimate question that I've never really understood. Why are people not allowed to ask what a bike is worth in a BMX page, in a BMX group?
Well,
what is the real reason? Is the real reason because I don't know. I have my suspicions, but what's your opinion on why it's not allowed?
Well, you get a lot of slander and slang. There's really a time and a place for it. Our page is just for those action shots or those results. I post a lot of results. That people can't find. Like, man, I remember that race. I was in that main. I didn't make the, or I was in that moto, didn't make the main. And there's a lot of people that just, they don't. It's just a time and a place for it. Ours is not the page for that. There's a lot of other pages out there. That's all they do is sell and find out what old BMX products are worth. It's just not our page.
Right. I'm just kind of wondering if you actually had any insight onto why other groups or other BMX Facebook groups it's not allowed to ask what a bike is worth. Now, I guess that it does cause, and now that you mentioned that, I guess it does cause some hassles and some hard feelings. Oh, you're vaping. Good.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
I guess, people say, people could say, oh, dude, you're asking too much, or you're crazy. And then some insults start flying. I get that. I always thought that it was because people were trying to pick up bikes on the cheap and they didn't want to tell the guy what his bike was worth on the page. But maybe I'm too cynical and I just don't trust anybody. But that's what I always thought. Like, dude, because if I'll use the word newbie. If a newbie comes onto the BMX museum or whatever BMX page is legit, or a group says is legit and says, hey, what's my bike worth? I would think that the dudes on the group would say, oh, I want that bike. Don't tell them what it's worth. I want to try to get it. Now, do you think that there's any truth to that or no?
Oh, yeah, absolutely a lot of truth to that. I mean, if I got on there and posted one of my bikes on there and a lot of things are sentimental to a lot of guys. You get what I'm saying? They're like, oh, man, I know that bike's worth. Man, it's got flight cranks or it's got the red line flights or it's got CW bars or it's got, they're like, man, I know that bike. Bull crap. What do you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. What do I know that you guys allow links to YouTube videos because I do it all the time, but I've been on other pages. What's the rationale for that? Why don't people allow links to YouTube or to eBay on the BMX group? Do you have any insight on that?
I got my own insight to it. I don't know if it's, or whatever. There's a lot of, man, you would think 59, 60, 61, 62, our age people would be like, and younger, but you would think that they grow up. But, man, a lot of guys don't grow up. And there's a lot of just petty bullshit. I'm sorry to say it. There's just a lot of petty bullshit. And when you get into that, you start hurting feelings and you start hurting. I mean, it's just like racing, man. Well, my brother could kick your butt on the track, or you know what I'm saying? Same thing. My bike's worth more than yours. Pretty cool.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yep. Other than that, man, I mean, it's a great page, man. If everybody's on there, I know we've got a lot of guys watching probably that are. I posted it, last night that we were going to do another podcast. We haven't done one in 8 months, Kev. The Kev Law Firm. That's what we were.
The triple XL team.
Well, yeah, that too. Dude,
I'm embarrassed to say I'm a triple. I'm caught between a double X and a triple X, so I have to round up.
Hey, man, it hits you quick. You're like, man, and I did something the other day. My wife goes, why are you out of breath, man? I said, well, you never know. I just I am, man. I just can't do what I used to do because I matter of fact, I took one of my bikes out the other day and I started trying to ride it around the neighborhood. She said, you look like a new baby deer that just got it.
That tries to stand up.
Yeah. So, I'm
dude,
just
dude, I work out every day that I'm home. I hit the bag. I'm shadow boxing. I'm sparring, and I can't lose weight to save my life, man. It's so frustrating. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
How's the boxing going?
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. I'm getting better. Did you see that Ronnie Anderson called me out?
What happened?
I don't know. I posted a video. I posted a video on my Facebook page of me sparring a 15-year-old kid, and Ronnie Anderson commented saying, "Dude, I'll come down there and spar you, and we'll film it." I'm all, dude, that sounds great, man. I'd love to do that, but I don't. I think he's a UFC guy or something. I think he's. I don't think he's coming off the street. He has some training.
I didn't see that. I got to go back and look for that.
Yeah, dude. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I think we're about the same size. I'm 6'2". I'm not gonna say how much I weigh, but I'm 6'2". I'm thick.
Yeah.
But that might be an interesting thing. Maybe we could do a pay-per-view or something.
I tell everybody I used to be 6'4". I don't know what the hell happened. I'm 5'9". So I don't know what happened.
That's funny, man. So what else were we talking? You got anything you want to talk about, man?
Oh man, since our last podcast, man, a lot of people hit me up, want to know about the page and about your deal, about what we, because I've turned a lot of people on, or I tried to turn a lot of people on to your, subscribe and like your page and stuff, and man, I've got some more. I've got more banners in this is my little mini Hall of Fame. Here in Oklahoma City, in Mustang, Oklahoma, I have I've got a lot more stuff than I had the last time we did, and
me too.
Some cool banners and stuff. My wife, man, she's always on there. She's like, hey, babe, I found a new banner. I got a bicycle motocross action banner above my head here in a mongoose, and I come home and it's like Christmas, man.
I got to tell you, my wife loves you, bro. Woo! She loves you, and I think she likes BMX just as much as you do, man.
A lot of people, our transparency to our relationship goes on the 80s page, and I tell her, I said, babe, this is an 80s page. I'm going to get some flack for you posting a picture of my dog with our uniform monitor, but she's really transparent into what we've become. And it's pretty cool because I've never had anybody, we've been together 15 years now, and I've never had anybody that really into the site, really helped me a lot with everything. And it's so cool, man. And I know your wife is too.
Yes, but not as much as yours.
Well, mine wasn't at first. Like I said, she found out about me through Facebook Marketplace. She goes, man, some guy was buying something for his wife, and he goes, are you married to Keven Dunsmore? And she said, yeah, why? And he goes, man, he was a badass on a bike or something like that. And then that started going and rolling, and she started pulling up articles and stuff, and here we are.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
I want to apologize because for the people out there that I posted, I just posted a video on my YouTube channel, and I shared it onto your page, and it was a legitimate, honest question. Like, why aren't because my whole point was, why are there only like maybe 7 or 8 old school BMX podcasts or little YouTube channels or whatever you want to call them that I know. I'm sure there's some smaller ones with like 20 or 30 subscribers or whatever, but that I know of, and that there must be hundreds of thousands of guys or girls that have put their leg over a BMX bike in the history of 70s to 80s. Why are there only 10, 8, 9, 10 podcasts? So I made a video about it, and I posted on your thing, and there was a guy that commented saying that because most of them aren't very good, and looked at your video only has 27 views, and I was like, well, I can't argue with that, man. I do have 27 views, and I thought that was kind of funny where he called me out, and then Mike Miranda put on there saying that he agrees to disagree, and I thought Mike was talking about my video, but he wasn't. So that was pretty cool, Mike, to post that. that he kind of agreed with what I was saying, where we want to share, expand the get the microphone out and spread the word about old school BMX to our family, friends, and the younger groups that are coming up. So if I caused any trouble on the page, I apologize.
Oh no!
That I never posted on my videos on your page until I saw Danny Pena do it, and I go, okay, it's okay if Danny does it, I can do it too, because
hey man,
I've had a conversation with Danny, because Danny has like 120 less subscribers than I do, and we're constantly battling it out, talking about it. And I got 2 today, I got 3 yesterday, and but his videos get like 10 times more views than mine do. Like he'll have like 3,000 views, 4,000 views, and I got 40. I got 50, 100, and I was like, I was watching what he was doing when he was posting on your group, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna try that too. So that's why I started doing that.
Well, no, I've never had a problem with your videos. Danny, I hopped on Danny's the other day, and he commented hi, and never had any problem. That's what we need to do. We need to get everybody involved. It's a different kind of racing. These kids today, it's a different racing than it was back when we did it. But I mean, it's so much fun to get everybody together, and that's what I try to do on the page. Man, we don't have to. I mean, it's like comparing apples to oranges with his stuff to yours. He dives deep into the pages, into the into other stuff that happened way back. And he's posting videos of stuff that happened like in 82, 83, 84, where you are talking to the riders that did it, and now that they're, like me and you talking. You get what I'm saying? He doesn't really get into that much of it, but he does a great job. He has a great page with what he does, and so everybody can learn from everybody. We can make it a integral part of both deals.
Anybody out there that's watched my channel, Danny's been on several times talking about BMX, going through magazines, stuff like that. Go check out Danny Pena BMX Racing on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel. He's my frequent collaborator on the BMXPERTS Podcast. Great guy. How I met Danny was, we were both I was at 458 subscribers. He was at 457 subscribers. And I reached out to him. I said, dude, we both have the same amount of subscribers. We should collaborate and do a podcast. He's like, okay, sure, no problem. And that's how we got together. And then we started going through the BMX magazines, and I thought it was so cool that we jived so well together that I was like, dude, we got to do this again. We got to do this again. And then he ended up moderating the trivia contest with Mike. That was fun.
That's fun. I have got to go back and look at that whole thing. It's like I said, man, we all can agree to disagree, but we all have a past in us, and we're passionate. Every one of us is passionate about 80s BMX or about old school BMX. Man, if I run some clips over into the 90s, everybody lets me know about it. They're like, hey, man, that's from 91. My bad. It was still part of our past. And I get into the 79. I did something from 79 the other day. Well, Stu raced for SE in 79, not 80. I'm like, I get it. I don't know the exact dates or times, but man, come on. We can all get along to look at stuff. And let's just make it a happy deal. You know what I mean? That's all we need to do.
Yeah, dude. Here's a funny story that I had lunch with Mark Rink about 3 or 4 months ago. You know who Mark Rink is, right? And so this is back when he was going to do the lunch with when John Salami was going to do the first lunch with the DG guy. What was his name? I can't remember his name. Who was the factory DG guy?
Oh,
70s.
I got a picture somewhere.
The one that got stabbed.
I know who you're talking about.
Anyways,
I know who you're talking about.
Mark Rink went with them, and Mark goes, dude, you should come with us to lunch. And I'm all, I'll try to, but I had to go to work, so I felt guilty. So I was like, I don't want Mark to think that I didn't want to go to lunch with him. So when I got back, I said, dude, let's go to lunch. So he broke down like the whole history of Power Light, man, and pedal power and Power Light and all the tracks that his dad started. And we went for a good almost 2 hours at lunch, and the waitress we were at BJ's, and the waitress came up to us and started going, are you guys, oh, never mind. And we were he was totally talking, telling me, and I'm trying to absorb all this information, like, okay, that's right. Okay, Rink Raider. Okay, you guys started Corona. Okay, Western Sports Arena. Okay. And I'm trying to get all this information in there. And like 2 days later, I was talking to somebody about pedal power, and Mark goes, dude, you didn't mention me that we had lunch the other day. So I apologize. Mark, I'm mentioning it now, bro. Thank you very much for sharing your information with me. That was very cool.
I would have loved to went to lunch with that crew right there. But here's another thing that's interesting. I quit. I started in 1980 and I quit in 84. And I didn't know a lot of things out of 84 because I got into other interests. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff that went down. I didn't know some of these people raced for this, a certain factory, or I didn't know they switched from factory this to factory that, or lost their right because of this reason, or there was a turmoil here. Man, I'm learning a lot by just me posting stuff and people commenting on my page and telling me what's going on. You know what I mean? I mean, they're like, hey, man, you posted that picture, but did you know this? No, I didn't. Thank you for filling me in. I learn a lot from my page. I learn a lot.
Dude, I asked Mark, dude, I go, Mark, dude, what could I do better on the podcast? And he goes, dude, you're wrong. You're wrong on 90% of the stuff that you see. He's all, dude, you're wrong all the time, man. I'm all, really? He's like, dude, you're totally wrong. So I guess Wikipedia is not that accurate for information. So shout out to Mark, man. He totally fronted me. He's like, dude, get your shit straight, man. You call me if you have a question about him. All okay, man.
Donnie does me all the time. Donnie texts me on our BMX page all the time, or somebody will say, hey, you're wrong on that date. And I love it because I love being right. I don't want to be wrong. I want to make out the right information out there. But I've learned so much by posting so much stuff or results. Hey, my sister finished this, or my brother finished that, or, and I'm learning a lot. And it's a lot of fun. And I envy you a lot. I almost started a podcast out of here. I just don't have the time, man. I am a supervisor for a construction company. I don't have time, man. This is our busiest time of year. And when the winds die down, we're in the weather gets nice. I don't have time. So I envy what you do. I really do. And you do a hell of a job of it.
You know what? Last night, I finally said, I have to learn how to edit a video. I have to, because I want to put pictures in and some other different things. So I actually sat down on my computer last night. I downloaded some Movie Maker, some stuff like that, and I went on YouTube and I was watching instructional videos on how to edit and cut and input. So look forward for new video formats going forward on the BMXPERTS Podcast, where I'm gonna start putting pictures in and start getting funky with the stuff rather than just doing live all the time.
It's so funny that you can technology, man. We didn't have this back then. We had no idea. I saw a guy with a GoPro on something. My wife was looking at something. She's a barrel racer. My wife's an ex-barrel racer, and this lady had a GoPro on the saddle of her horse, and I'm like, what the hell, And I'm watching her do barrels and stuff, and I'm just like, this is crazy. Yeah, you can do a lot. There's so much stuff we can do now to that we couldn't have then. We had the technology, but what really gets me to feel happy and makes me in a good mood, and my wife, like, man, you're doing a good job. I get a lot of content people hadn't seen, get a lot of pictures, and man, these guys are they love it, man. And if I can make a little happiness in this crazy ass world, that's what I'm gonna do. I got a lot of friends that I didn't mention last time, man. I mean, Aaron Cantrell is one of my good buds. I got a lot of people here. Randy Decker, who got inducted to the Hall of Fame, Leon Williams, Rodney Berryhill, Brett Berryhill. There's so many people that grew up in this state, and we weren't by any means rich in this state. None of us really were. My story last time, my mom got that motorhome and we went down the road, but a lot of people that were fast were from Oklahoma, still are. Bubba McIntosh, man. I mean, super lightning fast. We got, Rodney Cooper, John Copeland, but we get a lot of people here that are fast that don't get their story pushed out there. And now you can do it on your deal, and I can do it on my deal.
Dude, so was the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, have people been inducted, or are you guys still the nomination process?
There's still the nomination process for 2025. We've already done the 2024 inductees. There was a ton of people. You guys get a chance to go look, man. The Oklahoma BMX Hall of Fame website. My name's been in the running. I don't know, but I'm not I'm quiet. I don't want to say a word. All as I can say is, hey, man, go vote for your favorite BMX rider, man. Whoever it may be, that's what happened. I know where I came from. I know what I've got. I've got my receipts on my wall, what I did. If I don't get inducted, that's great. If I do, it's great too, man. But I'm just humble about it. Everybody around here's fast. Everybody's fast.
Are you on the nominating committee, or no? You're just you're not affiliated.
No, not affiliated with it at all, man. There's just a lot of people that 80s BMX racer. There's a lot of people in the running. That's where my name got thrown into that. But hey, man, do your own thing. Go vote for your guy or girl.
Nice, man.
Or girl.
No. Yeah, dude. Arizona's next, or they've just done it.
Cash Matthews runs he does the one for Atlanta. I think Atlanta or the Georgia area is up pretty quick too. Georgia, I think.
Nice. So what else you got going on? What you got more bikes? Is that right?
Banners and uniforms and stuff, man. I don't have any more bikes. I got the same bikes, man. Bikes are expensive. Woo! You were talking about prices a while ago. There's a reason people don't put it out there, I guess, because man, those prices are outrageous, dude.
Yeah, I got a Matthews monoshock.
I see it
there. That's a new addition.
Where'd you
I'm sorry, what?
When did you pick that up?
A couple months ago from Kevin Lawson out of Atlanta area.
That's sweet.
Shout out to Kevin Lawson, good seller. And then I got some Hutch bars, GT bars. You got 3 new jerseys, 2 Made Bikes jerseys. Shout out to Tim Testa. And I got some other stuff in there. I got a Hutch Pro Racer that I got.
Wow.
I got a Kuwahara frame, signed Viper for frame and fork from Eddie King.
What'd you get?
A couple of different things.
Is it a Kuwahara KZ?
I think so. I'm not up on it. I still don't know for a fact. I think it's a KZ.
KZ1, man. I had a KZ1 and ended up selling it to Gary Gurr, who lives in Canada, is on the 80s BMX page. I hated to sell that bike, but man, I'd like to build another Kuwahara KZ1.
I think I got one.
That'd be cool. That would be cool. No,
dude. So I was buying for a while there. My mom passed away back in about last year, and she left me a little bit of money. So she told me, she goes, "Go have fun." When I kicked the bucket, go have fun. So I went out and bought some bikes, man. So shout out to Madre. Thanks, Mom.
Shout out to Mom. Hear that? I really do, man. My mom's alive and well in Wisconsin. She raised me. She born and raised. My real dad left me when I was 3 weeks old, which we'll get into that whole nother story. But like I said, she is the one that paved my way to kind of what I turned into be, and the man I turned up to be. So Mom's still alive, and she lives in Wisconsin. So
nice, dude. Nice.
I got
you have siblings? You have siblings?
What? Do what now?
You have siblings?
I do not. I'm an only child. I got some new banners, man. Check this out. We put them on my roof. If you can see that red line, can you see that red line?
Yeah.
Got the red line. I got the bicycle motocross action. I don't know if you can see it or not.
I can see the corner of it.
I'm sorry. Let me get you over here. I got the mongoose. I got them. Those are on my wall now. So I got that bicycle motocross action. I got the mongoose, and then I've got over here. Of course, I got my. There's the fleet, man. I worked on them and I rode them. So, but that's the fleet, and then I got the. What else did I get? I got a Bandito. I think since the last time you were here, Bandito banner.
Okay.
People get tired of me talking about my cave on on the 80s page. I know they do, but man, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. This is what I like, man. I got my Hutch helmet, my GT, and my other stuff. I mean, that's just. I know people get tired of me posting stuff, but man, this is kind of our past. So this is what I do. So
anyway, now, is all of that repop or some of it OG?
They're repops. All of them are repops. So,
the first time I interviewed Mike Miranda, Mike Miranda was the first person that I did not know that I interviewed. Probably the second guy that I interviewed ever, and he was cool enough to talk to me. That right before Dirty Fest 1, and very cool. I was like totally starstruck. I didn't know what to say. I was just like, oh man, I can't believe I'm talking to Mike Miranda. But he had noticed my helmet in the back. Sorry, hold on.
Okay, you're good.
So this is my dyno helmet,
right?
And he noticed it, and because I knew that he used to work at GT with my brother, and he goes, dude, I see that helmet back there. What's up with that? And I go, oh, that's my dyno helmet. He goes, dude, I put the stickers on that helmet and I sold it through GT. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, dude. So I thought that was kind of cool that the first guy that I talked to was Mike Miranda, and he actually did the helmet and sold it.
That's a great piece to hang on to.
I got it on eBay, I think, for like $10.
Man, there was a signed Skyway helmet on there by, it wasn't Sherry Elliott, it was somebody. Man, he wanted a gazillion dollars for it, and I passed on it. Of course, I'm broke. I don't have any money, but wanted to look at that stuff and like, man, see what it's going for on there and stuff like that. But and getting back to racing, I mean, like I said, we from Oklahoma here, we're Oklahoma proud. A lot of fast guys from Oklahoma, man. But I've learned, hey, man, I'm making friends with guys in Texas that I used to hate because we had the Texas-Oklahoma shootout. I'd want to go down there and beat them, and they'd want to, come up here. We had it's called the Oklahoma-Texas shootout, and I'm getting friends with Charlie Switzer and those guys down there. Racer Yeomans, I hadn't heard that name in years, man, and we were talking about him the other day. I have talked to so many people lately because of what we're doing. You as a podcaster, me as an 80s page, man, I've got a ton of friends, man. That's cool. That's cool to me, man.
Dude, if you start a podcast, you already have 15,000 possible subscribers in your pocket, bro. It's a given, man.
Now you got to remember, this is not my page. This is Craig Allen's page.
Okay, all right.
I give all the credit to Craig Allen, and bless his heart. His wife's not feeling good, and he's in our thoughts and prayers, and everybody that's not feeling good. We do that. My wife and I, like I said, we're transparent. She backs me 100%. He's a great guy. There's some great people on these pages, man. Really great guys.
Yeah, dude. I've had my issues with a couple pages, but yours isn't one of our 80s BMX isn't one of them.
Well, I appreciate that. I do.
Yeah, dude. Hey, what's up with Paulin's Bike Shop and Franklin James, dude? The two scammers, dude. Have you seen these guys? Oh, they're so annoying, man. Oh, man, they drive me nuts.
We get a lot of scammers, but we have a group text. They're like, and we all are in contact with each other 24/7. I mean, my phone will go off. It'll be 1 o'clock in the morning here, and it'll be bing, bing, bing. Hey, there's a scammer. I'm like, where, what? So it's like being a fireman or something. You're on call.
Like you're an ER doctor, man. Yeah. You gotta operate.
You know what I'm talking about, but you don't have that. You don't have that problem. But man, you got a lot more subscribers than we did, and we did it 8 months ago. To the day. Well, I take that back. It was 8 months ago, like in September, October. But we did that, and you've got a lot more subscribers, and it's just the word's getting out about, hey man, there's a lot of cool 80s pages and stuff, and it's just awesome, man. It really is. Dude,
between me and you and the 20 people that are gonna watch this video, dude, I'm shocked that anybody watches my videos, dude. So when that guy was insulting me and saying, dude, you only got 27 views, I was like, wow, dude, a year ago, I would have had 7 views. So I'm happy, man. I'm doing better, man. And you know what? I got 51 more subscribers, and then I turned expert. Right now I'm at intermediate, dude, and I need 51 to turn expert, and then after that, dude, I'll never turn pro. But I just want to get expert.
That's funny.
Oh man, dude.
I wish I would have went pro. You know, you're talking about pro. I wish. That's the only thing I regret about this whole deal is I quit in '84, man. I just wish I'd have went and done more. You know, I wish I'd have went out there and just met more people and more things. But man, that's the only thing that kicks my tail. Now, getting back to what you were talking about, racing in Azusa and you never raced Orange County at all. You said ever?
No.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe it either, dude. No one. I mean, not once did I remember did anybody ever say, "Hey, let's go down to Orange and race Orange and see what we can do." I don't ever remember nothing. Not Cold Canyon, not Orange, nothing, man.
That was a holy grail. That's where we wanted to go. Was everybody from the Midwest wanted to go to Orange County and race. I did anyway as a kid. You know?
Yeah. Never.
We never did. Like, went to Chandler, did that tour, man. That was the funnest time we ever had, I believe. And there was it's like what somebody said, like every night was like a main event at Orange County. Honest to God, they said there were so many fast cats out there that Tuesday night was like a main event at a national.
Yeah, dude. I wish to God I would have gone. Now I went later on when my kids were. I think my kids were for my nephew's 6th or 7th birthday party 21 years ago. My brother rented out Orange Y for the birthday.
Right.
And my brother had 2 BMX. My brother used to work for Nerve. He made the Nerve bikes after he left GT. So he had 2 Nerves, and he had another bike. So my brother, me, and my other buddy Corey, who was the pro on main bikes, we all got on the track. And I don't know, what was I? 20? I was probably in my late 30s.
Oh wow!
And I went down. I went over the bars, and I got a concussion. And they took me across the street to the hospital. And I was like, no. Well, this track is in a perfect location. It's right across the street from the hospital. And
wow.
Oh man, it's still 3 guys, in their late 30s, still trying to battle it out like they were 17, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey man, I get in trouble because my wife says I take off from a light right before it turns green. I'm spinning the tires in my work truck, and I think I'm racing the gate because I'm like, rider's ready. Watch the lights, and man, as soon as that thing before it turns green, between yellow and green, I'm gone. I did that on my Harley Davidson, and you can't really do it on a motorcycle, but I did it on my Harley, and she would slap the back of my neck, and I'm like, dude, what was that for? Quit doing that. Quit, because everybody's got it in their blood. They think that they can go out here. We don't fall like and we are all older. We don't fall like we used to.
So have you been riding your whole life, or are you new to the Harley game?
Oh no, I've had a street bike for a long time. We've had a Heritage. We started out with a Vulcan, then we had a Heritage, then we went to a Street Glide. I had the Heritage in between. No, I've been doing it for a while.
Does it bother you when guys come walk out of the Harley shop and they've never ridden a bike before and they get on these rides? Does it bother you, or you don't care?
I don't care, man. That doesn't bother me. Now, when a guy thinks he's got a louder stereo than mine, I used to get mad, but that would piss me off. But we're all green once. We were all new once.
Nice, man. Nice. So, what else you want to talk about, dude?
What was I going to tell you about? It was a deal here that you said you had talked to Sean Seeley about.
Oh yeah, Sean Seeley, one of my former interview suspects, one of my interview candidates. Sean reached out to me when we were talking after our podcast episode, and he started talking about my 80s. He goes, yeah, dude, I've been on your 80s page, and I'm all on your BMX Facebook group, and I'm all, oh yeah, okay. And I was like, dude, I had a BMX Facebook group a long time ago, and I'm thinking, wow, dude, this guy's been around a long time watching me, and he goes, yeah, dude, when was the last time that you raced in Oklahoma? I go, I've never been to Oklahoma. I've never raced in Oklahoma. And he goes, wait a second. You're Keven, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, Keven Dunsmore? I go, you think I'm Keven Dunsmore? And he goes, yeah. I was like, no, dude. Dude, he thought I was you. The whole time, even during the interview, he thought I was you.
That's funny.
So, you've already done an interview and you don't even have a podcast.
I talked to him the other day. I talked to him on private messenger the other day. He's from Minnesota. Good racer, man. Him and I raced in Longmont in the main event he only raced for a short period of time. He said he got out of it and started doing other things. But, yeah, he's a good cat, man. He probably just got names confused. There's not a lot of people that spell it with the E like I do. So,
you didn't mention what I told you about, did you?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. My wife and I talked about it, but no, we didn't say it.
Okay. All right.
Unsaid, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, man. All right. That's cool. Yeah, dude, Sean told some crazy stories, dude, about Robinson at GT and racing with when Andy Patterson was on the team and all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, I like I said, man, there's so many brands back in the day. There's you go back and look, everybody's got I like to get input on everybody's, what their favorite brand was, what their, because a lot of geometry on bikes was different, people, I was always a bigger guy and the Mongoose didn't mind me. I loved that Mongoose around all the time. Then I got into the Skyway, and it was just a better felt bicycle for what I did. I ran my bars back a little bit more than everybody did. I've noticed pictures that I'm seeing now. I mean, there's just everybody's deal. And that's what we go onto the page for. You and I talk about what different styles did everybody have or what different bikes did everybody like, stuff like that. But there's always a story out there, man. And you and I are trying to always uncover it, man.
Always trying to uncover it, man. Now, I think that's funny that you have your bars a little far back. Like, dude, like we all have our preferences, right? Like I think Mike Miranda was telling the story about how somebody always had his stem crooked on the gate, and just weird things about procedures and superstitions on the gate and that type of thing. I think it's interesting to talk to people and learn new things. And like I think that last time that we talked, well, I was trying to get you on several months ago about talking about overrated parts. Do you remember that conversation?
I do, and I apologize, man. I've just been covering.
No, don't bet. But what I was trying to say was, there are certain parts that drive me like seal bearings, dude. I think seal bearings are so overrated. They're not needed unless you're on the Olympic team, maybe. But I mean, dude, I was smoking dudes with bullseye bottom brackets and Hadley bottom brackets. So I always thought that, I thought that seal bearings were overrated. I can't stand red line V-bars, too small, colored tires, snake bellies. Oh my God. Why do people build bikes with colored tires? If you open up a magazine, you show me one racer, one pro, one expert, one beginner in a magazine that has colored tires on the track. It doesn't exist.
Skyway over here has got my Mongoose, my Super Goose has got blue tires on, but
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I ran comp threes. And they were black. I always had that black. My OCD was absolutely crazy. I would have to have my stickers just right. I'd have to have my visor. A lot of guys ran with their visor up. Mine had to be down. It just, man, everybody's different, and that's what makes it fun for a fun sport, But yeah, I ran bullseye. I had a guy talk to me the other day online. He goes, "Hey, you look like you ran bullseye." Yeah, I ran bullseye hubs. I love bullseye hubs. Why not Sun Tour? Well, I didn't, I didn't prefer them. I mean, everybody felt. I started a conversation the other day on the 80s page. Who ran one-piece cranks and who didn't? We had talked about that snapping one-piece cranks. I got into that conversation with a lot of people. It's been about a month ago now. I said, who likes who ran the one piece, who didn't run the one piece, and it was a really interesting. I got a lot of feedback, and that's what I do. I like to get a lot of feedback, stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. And the guys with one piece cranks, you could count them on one hand.
Pretty much. Now, I couldn't stand anything else. I ran them. Yeah, I'd break them or snap them, but man, that's all I knew how to run. I didn't know anything about red line flat cranks. I knew my competitor over here that was factory sponsored had them because my mom couldn't really afford them. We had Astabula forks back in the day. It's just a lot of cool stuff, man, that I just didn't know anything different about or know how to run them.
And the ironic part about it is, after I snapped my cranks, I went and put another pair of one piece right on behind them. You think I would have learned my lesson? Like, maybe I should get three piece. No,
we never did. And another thing, man, people didn't like CW bars. I always thought CW bars were cool, man. They were just kicked back, and I'm like, man, those are the baddest bars. Mom, I want a pair of CW bars. Well, get your butt out and work for them because I can't afford. Or, but CW bars were. It's like you said, a red line V bars. Same thing.
Do you know the story behind the CW bars?
I don't.
Okay, all right. Take a puff and relax, dude. This is gonna be a good one.
Okay.
Mark Rink forwarded me an article or an interview that Boris Dixon did with, I think, like BMX Plus or something like that back in the early 2000s or whatever. And they interviewed Boris, and Boris tells the story as such. He says that one day, the guy from CW, who owns CW again? Roger Worsham.
Yeah.
Roger Worsham came into VDC, and he was looking at looking to pick up some of his parts. He was visiting Boris, and he had noticed that there was a pair of handlebars on the table, and he goes, "Hey, let me check out those handlebars." So Boris gives him the handlebars, and Roger's looking at the bars, goes, "Hey, these are pretty cool, man. Hey, can I get a pair of these?" And then Boris goes, "No, you can't have a set. Those belong to Steve Rink. Those are Power Light bars. They're prototypes that I'm building for Steve." And he goes, "Well, just let me have this one pair." And he goes, "No, you got to call Steve and ask Steve what he wants you to do, what he wants me to do." So he called Steve. I think Boris calls Steve and says, "Hey, do you mind if I give a pair of these bars to Roger?" And Steve's like, "Dude, those are the worst, the ugliest bars I've ever seen. I'm never going to make those. Give them to him. He can have them."
Wow.
And then, so Boris gave Roger the bars, and those ended up being the CW bars. They became world famous.
Really?
Yeah. And I when I had lunch with Mark, so I made a video about this, and I put it on put it on my page. And then I got one or two comments saying, "Well, that's really not how the story goes." So then I took it down, and then I talked to Mark at lunch, and I go, "Mark, is it really true?" And he goes, "It's absolutely true, man. My dad designed those bars and gave the design to CW, and
wow.
That's where the CW bars came from."
How cool is that? I had no clue. No clue.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
And it's funny because I think Eric Carter said that he would never ride CW bars when he was on CW. I think he rode Rebco or something like that.
I'm finding out a lot of these people that, and it's kind of hush and under the radar. A lot of people didn't ride. It was either a prototype frame, or a lot of people didn't like, "Hey, man, yeah, it was a Huffy, but it wasn't the Huffy you could buy in a store, or it wasn't it wasn't really what it was meant out to be." And I'm not mentioning any names, but a lot of people did that under the radar, or whatever the case may be. But you know what? If it got the job done, I didn't give it. If I'd have got a factory sponsorship by Kotex, dude, I'd have put a Kotex something, man. Come on. I mean, it didn't matter to me, dude. If it said factory, I was riding that mug and I was taking off. I didn't care.
Dude, that's the same thing when I talked to Ron. I'm name dropping now, dude. For everybody watching, I'm sorry, I'm name dropping. When I talked to Ron House, I go, "Dude, you rode for the three quote unquote lowest ranked teams out." He was on Factory Huffy, Factory Murray, and Factory Raleigh.
Yep.
And And he goes, dude, I don't care what team I was on. They were paying my races. And I'm all, dude, hell yeah, man. If it was a factory team, no problem.
My wife and I had a 2-hour conversation with Ron the other night. 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Right back here on this couch. Ron is the best guy ever, man. He is the coolest dude ever. And I didn't really get in. We were talking life matters more than we were BMX matters. But we sat back here and talked to that man for 2 hours. A lot of stuff I didn't know. You know, he's a bad mother trucker, man. I am sorry. That dude's a bad dude. I only had the chance to race him, I think, once. And I got a picture of me and him when he was Huppy and I was factory white jersey, like I always was. He was right here and I was right there. I don't remember where it was at, even where it was at. I think it was San Antonio or I don't remember. Anyway, man, that dude, good dude, man. Good dude.
Dude, my wife and I were talking about him yesterday because if you look at Ron House's picture when he was 16 and you look at my picture when I was 16, we looked like we could be brothers, dude. We were that close. I mean, we looked a lot alike back in the day. And I was like, check this out. We look like she's like, absolutely. You guys look almost identical. Long hair, feather in the middle, part of the middle, feathered back. Like, I was like, yeah, dude. And I was telling him about my wife a story about how his dad ran the magazine and he got to meet with Justine Bateman on the pictures and stuff like that. And I was like, I think he told me his dad was a plumber or something before he bought.
Yeah.
Is that right? He was a plumber?
I can't remember, but yeah, I think so.
Was he the editor or did he own the magazine? I can't remember.
The way Ron and I were talking, I think he pretty much owned it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I could be wrong. Don't jump me, everybody, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, easy on the comments, man. So what I still don't understand because we're the same age, we're from the same area, we raced the same tracks at the same time, and I don't remember him at all. I knew he was factory back then. I would have absolutely known if he was on the gate with me. I have no recollection of that at Pipeline or Azusa or anything like that.
Ron was more of a freestyler on the ramp than he was.
Yeah. People don't know that.
No, a lot of people don't know that. You know,
he was by BMX old dude. He rode freestyle and raced.
Yeah.
For Vans on the team. Yeah.
Best.
I don't want to make this about Ron House, but Ron House was the very first team member on Vans, the very first team member on Raleigh, the very first team member on Murray. Wait, he was first on Vans, Murray, and Huffy, and I think he said that he was like third or fourth on Raleigh.
Wow. I didn't.
Yeah, dude.
But I didn't know
crazy
that.
stuff, man. Shout out Ron. Ron was dude. He looks all mean, but he's a big softy, dude.
He's a big kid bear. He loves dogs like I do, like we do. My wife and I love our dogs, you know. And then we were talking about dogs. We talked about everything, you know. He was just down to earth, guys. And I've talked to several people. I mean, Brent Romero is another guy that I talked to. You know, we talked Nelson Chanity. I talked to him a lot, man. There's a lot of, I mean, just people that open up like, hey, man, you know, just talking to you, man. And that's what our sport was about. You know, we were an intricate part. We all were part of that 80s era, and man, it was an awesome place to be.
Let me. I hope I'm not getting too personal or whatever, but how do you meet these guys? Because did you know them before when you were younger and you've reacquainted, or do you meet them now for the first time? Is it through the page, or is it how do you? I'm just curious on how one sits down and talks to Nelson Chanity.
Yeah, man, I'm in a picture on the cover with Nelson. That's as close as I got to Nelson ever was in the back of his jersey, and I'm back here like this, you know. Nelson's up there leading me. I'm like, hey, let's go that way, okay? So I met him through the page, man. I met a lot of down to earth people, man, and I'm always one that will strike. My wife gets mad at me. She goes, hey, man, you gonna get off the BMX page? You got to go to work in an hour. I know, and I've met a lot of them through the page. Now, a lot of the local guys, man, I was friends with everybody. Like I said, with Brett Berryhill, Rodney Berryhill, Cantrells, Those guys here around town, man, that we just we were a tight knit group here, because when we went to nationals, my mom would open up. My mom was a nurse, and my mom would take care of their wounds. She cut people, or she sewed people back up with what she had there, and she doctored them. And so everybody kind of hovered around my mom. Hell, more than me. I mean, they were at the van, but they were getting attention from mom to doctor them up, because she knew what she was doing
at the races, or even at home, both.
Yeah, she knew what she does. So, and then everybody was at the house. But as far as these big names that I personally looked up to, and Brent Romero's younger than I was, but all the guys I looked up to, man, I've met on the page. A super nice group of people, man, and I post a picture about something and they tell me the story on it, and that's what I want, man. I enjoy the shit out of that. I mean, that's what I enjoy.
When I had my page, Harry Leary joined my page, and I was jumping around. That's before I got my mean email from him. But dude, I had a couple famous guys on my old page before I got hijacked, before I started BMXPERTS, dude. But yeah, dude, one of these days I'm gonna tell my Greg Romero story, dude. I don't know if I want to tell it right now. Are you tight with Greg?
We can do whatever you want to do, man. I'm here.
Oh man! All right, this is real embarrassing, and I'm gonna share the story.
Well, maybe
this
or not, it's on you. I don't know nothing about it, man.
When I first started interviewing people, I started sending out messages to people that I wanted to interview that I thought would be cool.
I've done it.
Okay. I sent Greg Romero a message through Messenger, and I said, "Hey, dude,
Brent?
What's that?
Did you say Greg or Brent Romero or Greg Romero?
Greg, but Brent comes into it.
Okay.
So I sent Greg a message saying, "Hey, dude, would you like to come on my podcast? I'm a nobody. I got 25 subscribers, but I'd love to talk to you." Because he does BMX training and coaching and all that stuff, right? Right?
Yeah.
But what I didn't do is, when I started the message, I put Brent instead of Greg. Dude, he responds back to me with a big question mark, with what the fuck are you talking about, dude? And I was like, whoa, dude, I'm so sorry, dude. I meant it for you. It was because the two had the same last name, and when I was texting and I just popped, it said Brent, and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry, and I never talked to him again. I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna send him another message. So somebody out there that sees Greg Romero, tell him I'm sorry, dude. It was a total mistake. I apologize.
That's funny. I like that. No, I've often on the page, I'm like, hey, send me Donnie Atherton. I told Donnie Atherton, I said, hey, can you send me some pictures of you racing? Eddie Sigmund. I talked to Eddie Sigmund a lot. Who else? I mean, there's so many that I'm like, hey man, let me get a story on you. Can I post some old pictures? And a lot of them like, yeah, because I don't want to do it because, I don't feel comfortable, or they don't want to do it, or they're busy, or whatever the case may be.
Well, yeah, it doesn't feel, when you post a picture of yourself, it doesn't carry, it kind of looks strange, like, oh, dude, he's full of himself, he's conceited. It's much better for someone else to, yeah.
Well, and I know I get funny you say that. I wear the shit out of and I'm proud of this, man. I made the main event at the Grands. People on there like, yeah, we know, Kev. We know you posted last week, dude. We're tired of that shit. Can we get something fucking different, man? I posted it because I'm up there with Pistol Pete. I'm up there with Gary Rich Farside, Charlie Williams. God, I talk. And they're like, man, can we get off the Kevin kick for about 5 minutes?
Hey, man. Hey, to be honest with you, dude, I thought the same thing a couple of times. I'm all, whoa, man, this dude posts a lot of pictures. But, I mean, you do spread it around, though. It's not just posting pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But like you, I don't get as many. 190,000 people like a picture of Charlie, back in the day when he was riding for whoever. and I get a picture of me, and they're like, I get 2 or 3 likes, same as you.
Dude, guys that were on my team don't even remember me. My phone's not charging. Damn it. I just got to think. But anyways, man. Well, I think we've been at about an hour.
Hey, real quick, before we do, real quick, you do a hell of a job. Keep it up, man. No matter what nobody says, if you get 1 like or 199 likes, keep it up. I keep it up.
Yeah, dude.
But I want to tell everybody, hey, go vote for your favorite Oklahoma BMX Hall of Famer to be inducted in the 2025 deal, man. It's a big deal here in Oklahoma. Everybody's getting in it. They're get your votes in. It's all I ask, man. Vote for you. Don't vote for just vote for everybody, boy, girl, whatever. Vote for. It's wide open. The votings are wide open,
and anybody can vote, even if they're not in Oklahoma.
Anybody can vote.
You heard it from Keven D. Go vote. Go check it out. Who's nominated on? It's on the YouTube or the website.
Yeah, Oklahoma BMX Hall of Fame. You got to get into some little detail. It's real easy, man. The form is real easy, man. Just go vote for whoever, man, because we had a badass crew around this place.
Do you have to answer questions to show that you know what you're talking about?
Yeah, they don't want to know. Uncle Joe could ride a wheelie down the block 18 miles,
Nice, man. Well, you know what? I appreciate it, Keven. It's been a pleasure as always, bro. We'll see you on the next. Are you going to Dirty Fest or are you going to sit this one out?
I want to go so bad. I don't think we're going to be able to make it, man. Our busiest time. I really would like to go, but hey, everybody that goes, be careful, be safe, send pics, man.
I will at the generosity of Mike Miranda. I will be broadcasting from Dirty Fest.
There you go.
So that is a dream come true for me. So I appreciate that. So whoever's out there, if you want to go to Dirty Fest, it's in June, early June, I think 5th, 6th, and 7th. But thank you very much for stopping by. If you would like to support my channel, please go to www.bmxpertspodcast.com. You can subscribe through there, or you can subscribe right after this video ends. Either way, I don't care. I do have a hat. I got some cheese shirts on there if you want to support. I'm not gonna force you, bro. If you want to, that's fine.
And my wife wants a hat and a hoodie, man, or a t-shirt and a hoodie, man. I do.
Whenever you're ready, bro. Whenever you're ready. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Keven. Thank you for all the viewers now and in the future. It's much appreciated. I'm just a bike shop guy that never won national. I never even got out of my motos. From my heart to everybody out there, and for the 10 people that are watching, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And maybe next week we'll have 11 viewers. Thank you so much. Keven, man. Peace out, man. Thank you, bud. Later, man. Bye-bye.